This is Vince Russo's The Brand.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another case number of Wrestling with Tragedy. It is your boys, the Vince Russo Brand Crack Investigation Unit, as we're called. It is me, the bald, the beard, the beautiful Piers Austin, and once again, I'm joined by the suntan Superman, the king of the streets, the kingpin, the motherfucking Angel Medina. Angel, what's up, brother? Good to see you again.
Oh, what's up, brother, man? Another great episode ready to kick off, man. I'm pretty excited to talk about this topic right now, something that I know, and I'm a huge fan of these individuals, but of course, it's a tragedy what's going on.
Absolutely, man. But before we get into it, Angel, I'm going to throw over to one of our sponsors, man, get you to give them a quick shout out, a quick pause for the cause to pay the respects for their sponsors to help us pay the bills up in this bitch. Angel, take it away.
Definitely, man. So if you want to get your fix on, man, definitely check out smartcups.com. One of the greatest alternative for energy drinks. Doesn't have any preservatives, doesn't give you a hard crash. If you want to get your workout in, you want to get your day going off right, definitely take a glass of smartcups.com and definitely drink your way to energizing yourself. Smartcups.com, tell them the Kingpin sent you. Kingpin approved.
Next up, Angel, take it away once again since you're on the flow, brother.
God damn it, I got something in my eye. Yo, definitely check out the MWA Podcast Network, man. You'll see Killing the Business with myself, Glenn Saxon, and Mega. Definitely a good show. Shooting the Shit Uncensored with Piers Austin, who has a lot of great interviews on that show. I mean, definitely, I always get my fix when I want to watch something that's really entertaining and keep me engaged. Also, Unites at the Gimmick Table with the dead presidents, you know, definitely have funny stories about the past of the road, and they have a lot of great guests. And of course, WCW's legendary Kiwi and
Kiwi.
Oh yeah. He gets mad when I keep saying Kiwi, but definitely it's a good show. The Good Funk, man. He has a lot of interviews with guys from WCW. It's really interesting when he digs deep of what went on behind the WCW wall, especially at the power plant. Again, another show that I'm really love to watch and I'm really engaged in when I turn it on. Definitely check it out on the MWA Podcast Network, brother. I mean, definitely get your podcast fix on with this network.
Absolutely, guys. And you can find us every single week and get an exclusive look at all Wrestling with Tragedy case numbers. Get the exclusive first look and lowdown by subscribing to russosbrand.com, patreon.com/RussoTWC to get amazing episodes of Wrestling with Tragedy. Get that first look, but also check out amazing other shows hosted by some of the biggest names in the wrestling world. You know, there's shows with Ben Hameen, Stevie Richards, Stevie Ray, The Beautiful People, Dutch Mantel, Shane Douglas, Two Man Power Trip, Big Vito, and many, many more. So, guys, make sure you go and become a Russo's Brand member by heading to russosbrand.com and hitting that subscribe button. You will not be disappointed. But, Angel, why don't you tell all of our, loyal listeners, watchers, and fans out there what we're going to be covering today?
Why do I always have to kick it off? Anyway, now
we're going to hear you.
Definitely we're going to talk about Jimmy Uso, man, and his DUI issues in regards to why he keeps doing what he's doing, man, why he's not saying killing his career, man, but just putting the spotlight on something that doesn't need to be put in the spotlight, of course, especially why WWE is still having him on the roster. Especially if, the third strike you're out type of philosophy, he still hasn't learned his lesson from his other DUI incidents. And it puts a black eye on the business, especially for WWE, because to me, it shows that they condone his alcoholism, his DUIs and stuff like that, just to keep him on TV and not take him off as a punishment. You know what I mean?
Dude, they put a fucking belt on him.
Yep.
They put a fucking strap on him, and I believe they did it in 2019. The thing is with Jimmy Uso, this is his 5th DUI. Not the first, not the second, not the third. 5 fucking times. Where's the consequence? Where's the punishment? This guy has gotten away with it. At this stage, does he really give a fuck? Like, honestly, like, does he really give a? Oh yeah, fuck, I got done for a DUA, whatever. Thanks for
I
the
just
Smackdown tag titles.
I just think he's untouchable because WWE is not, holding him accountable. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Jimmy Uso. I like the Usos. I'm keeping it 100. I'm a huge fan of them. They're entertaining. They're fun. They're exciting. But regardless of the fact that WWE cannot say like, well, we had this, tag team title angle, for them to win the tag team titles. They could have switched it up. They could have gave Jay the Intercontinental title, the U.S. title, just to hold to have a title, and then when Jimmy comes back, then when the tag titles, do some angle where his brother loses the other title. You know what I mean? So there's other angles they could have done to put the belt on his brother.
I think it's a miss. To be honest, I think it's a complete missed opportunity. And I think that in the reality era of WWE, this could have been the prime example of that. Incorporate that DUI into the storyline. You see Roman Reigns being the head of the table, the head of the family. You've disappointed the family. You need to back that shit up. Or incorporate even Rikishi in some degree. And, like Roman saying, you know what, I've brought in Rikishi. He's now going to be your fucking babysitter. You know what I mean? Like, have that where it's like now you've got daddy involved. Like, there's so many different like pockets of the story that they could have gone in. And I really feel like WWE has just left it. You know what I mean? They haven't touched it. And in saying that, 5 times getting a fucking DUI while being under contract to WWE is a fucking joke. What they should have done is release both Usos and be like, well, you know what? And I think you even mentioned this on Killing the Business the other week. You know what I mean? Like, okay, no worries. Well, you know what? You're released too, bitch. And you can thank your brother for that. Your wife? Yeah, you're released too. Thank your husband for that.
Well, the problem is this is what I don't understand. Back in the days, I don't know if they're doing it now, and I don't want to say like that far back in the days, but when you violated the wellness policy, when you had some marijuana in your system, what did they do? They took you off TV. They suspended you for 90 days. They did, whatever type of thing you needed to do to get back in good graces with WWE, or they let you go, whichever came first. But the fact is, they didn't even didn't not even put him in like, dude, you got to go to rehab. If you want to continue the push, you got to go to rehab. We're going to get you off TV. You need to go AA meetings. I don't know what he's doing behind closed doors. He could be going to these meetings, but again, he's not being held accountable for his actions. After you have one conversation and then you have another conversation, then eventually their conversation, you're going to be like, dude, what the fuck, man? I mean, you're spitting in my face, basically, because you're not taking me serious. So my opinion is that they should have done something to keep him. I'm not saying keep him off TV, but just tell him we're not playing games, man. You have to be held accountable. So we're going to punish you because you didn't take this serious.
But dude, that's the thing where we've seen over the last 12 months, we've seen spurts of WWE releases and probably more talent getting released than we had in years prior. Then we see this guy, I'm just going to have a drink, then decides to go and get behind the wheel of a fucking car. You know what I mean? Like, you look at professional sports teams, dude, like whether it's in the US or Australia or anywhere in the world, a professional fucking sports team. If one of their athletes gets done for shit like this, Angel, immediately suspended. At this stage, why wouldn't they have something like, okay, Jimmy, you like to drink and get behind the wheel of a car. This is what WWE is going to do for you. Get a fucking Uber. Like, here's an Uber account. We'll pay your fucking, like, even at this stage, like a publicly traded company, why wouldn't they incorporate that for their talents to avoid shit like this from happening?
Come on, bro. He has a brother, man. His brother could pick him up. I mean, it's not like he doesn't have connections to his family. Like, hey, man, I'm drunk. Come get me. Or call his wife. Hey, babe, I'm drunk. Come get me.
But why wouldn't you get in this day and age, Angel? Like, we could go on our phones right now and get an Uber at any time of the day and night and have one there in 15 minutes, bro.
I haven't never taken an Uber.
Well, a cab or whatever. Like, there's always options.
I know, but I was just laughing because I said, I never use the app, so I really don't know how it works.
But look, but also, dude, like, you don't go drinking and then decide to get behind the wheel of a fucking car, Angel.
No, I don't do that shit, dude. I mean, that's stupid.
But like, that's the thing. Like, 5 times this guy gets away with it, and then gets fucking rewarded for it, dude. by going over Rey Mysterio and his son for a title. Like, okay, no worries. We understand how scripted shit has worked, but not to get off topic here, Angel, but remember when I think it was 2006 when Rob Van Dam did the Money in the Bank thing. He fucking won the ECW title. They had the WWE title. They had launched the WWE's version of ECW's title. He got pulled over with Sabu, had marijuana paraphernalia, marijuana in the car. They had him fucking job out both fucking belts. And you really didn't see much of Rob Van Dam for a while on television.
Yeah.
Like, he got punished. He was the main fucking champ. And you got this guy?
Yeah, he got punished, man. That's the thing. I mean, that was just for weed, And I don't think he was driving. Who was driving, Sabu?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, see.
I know they're in the car. I'm not too sure who was driving.
But that's the thing, man. It's just that's the funny thing in regards of how, again, I don't even know what's going on in the brain of the office. I don't want to speculate, but I'm just assuming. So let's just go with this assumption. To me, they just care about the brand, and they're just trying to keep, because they lost a lot of wrestlers, so they can't just give rid of Jimmy because, again, their locker room is thin, so they have to. That's just my opinion. I mean, why would you not let him go?
I think they should have released him, and I think that there should have been a consequence to that, and I think that, or suspend both of the brothers. And again, hey, you got suspended as well, man. That's on your brother, dude.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised they didn't even do the DUI as like how hard it is to be under the Roman Reigns head of the table thing. Is I'm stressed out. I've been drinking because it affects my. I'm surprised they ain't using it in the fucking storyline.
That's exactly what I said. Like, why not incorporate that? What, you know what I mean? Like, his wife, Naomi, she's not doing much on television. Why not get her involved in it as well in some degree and really, make something of it?
Well, I mean, I don't think you should make something of it because this is serious, but I'm just saying I'm surprised knowing them that they're not using it in the angle.
We've seen him do it before with people like Jeff Hardy. You know what I mean? Like
Jeff Hardy, Hawk, I forgot who else.
Yeah, I mean,
Pillman?
Dude, Pillman as well. But let me ask you this. Why is it that Jimmy Uso keeps getting away with it?
Because he's the head of a table? I don't know.
But does he have shit on someone? Is it a political thing because he's related to The Rock? Like, is it his cousin Roman's the fucking top dog in WWE right now? Like, where does it fucking go?
First of all, as far as I know, they're not really related to The Rock. They were just put into the fold as family. So they're kind of not cousins, but they're not cousins.
Right.
But again, he probably has that pull. I'll be honest, man. I mean, the Anoa'i family is definitely a strong faction in regards to, I'm not saying they have pull, they have stroke, but I mean, they have lineage and they have people backing them, especially Roman Reigns as we speak. He's the head guy right now. So maybe he has the power just to say, hey, I need my cousin, I need him there. We just definitely need him. So, but I really don't know why they have not pulled the trigger, or even just keep him, but just say, bro, you have to get help. You're not going to lose your job, but you need to, we're going to do like the same thing when they did the angle with Roman Reigns when he beat up on the brother and the brother disappeared. Just something like that. He fucked up, and then all of a sudden, Roman Reigns turns on him and just kicks him out of the fold, and then he comes back months later after his rehab is done.
People forget about it.
Yeah. But it shows that he went to get help.
But dude, as a publicly traded company with sponsors and everything like that, are you surprised that like a sponsor hasn't stepped in and gone, hold on a second, one of your fucking like big name talents that is performing on TV every single week, like just got done for a DUI? Like, are you surprised that the sponsor hasn't stepped in here and like, said something, or even like some sort of fucking drive safe community or whatever it could be, stepping in and saying, well, WWE is condoning this shit, because that's the way it looks.
They are condoning it. If they're not addressing the issue, they're condoning it. That's a straight shoot. I mean, you can't say otherwise that they're not, he's not getting punished for what he has done. Do I want the guy punished? No, it's not that, dude. But you need to keep the guy held accountable for his actions, and so then he knows they're not playing games. Period. Point blank. Everybody else gets the hammer.
I completely agree, and it just seems like this guy just isn't getting any sort of punishment. But again, like behind closed doors, do you think that these conversations are being had with him?
It has to be addressed, but I don't know what they're doing. That's not. I really don't know what they're doing. That's they're not doing anything. I mean, but regardless, let's just talk about these incidents. Let's just talk about the first DUI. Let's just build up this reason why he should get in trouble.
Okay, so the first DUI, he was arrested and charged driving under the influence on September 29th, 2011. He was arrested in Hillsborough County, Florida, and charged with DUI. Mm-hmm. He was convicted and sentenced to probation for the charge. He would later violate his probation in 2013. His second DUI was charged, second DUI in Hillsborough County, Florida, on the morning of March 13th, 2013, and released on a $500 cash bond. This was marked his second DUI.
Hey, right, quick question. Which is the one he got tased? Is it the third one?
I believe it was the third one, yeah.
I'm just curious. That's the one I want to tell you. You're like, yes, taser. I just wanted to. That's a good one. Go ahead.
So, let's go into that. Like he's at this stage, by 2013, he's done 2 DUIs.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing for 6 years. Then 2019, there's another one. And then the third one, which was also in 2019, which was a few months after as well. So in February, news broke in 2019 that he was arrested after he and his wife Naomi were involved in a traffic stop by police. And he was the Smackdown Live Tag Team Champion at the time, and he was allegedly acting aggressive towards police. The footage of the altercation was released and revealing what really happened. It was alleged that police had to pull out a taser to calm the situation after Uso was agitated, left his care and prepared to fight them. He was arrested on charges of disorderly conduct and obstruction of justice and would post bail in Detroit.
Was his wife driving at the time, or was he driving?
It doesn't say here, but like it's in the DUI list. So I'm just having a look here. Gotcha. So this would, so in 2019, that was the one in February. So that's the first one in 2019 where it got aggressive. It was alleged that police had to pull out a taser, blah, blah, blah. WWE released a statement referring to the event shortly afterwards, saying Jonathan Fatu is responsible for his own personal actions. Some believe this news would adversely affect him, and also Jay as well, their push. However, days after the two became the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, again, which we're seeing this happen again in 2021, 2 years after, this has happened as well. And this guy just seems to get away, with being aggressive towards police, but also driving under the influence. Like, as a PG rated company and a company that does a lot with like Make-A-Wish and all these charities, how can they have someone like this working for them and continuing to do fucking hell, I say my word. Continuing to make the same
That's
mistakes
awesome.
And the same fuck ups. Like, I'm sorry, I can't see why this guy still has a job.
And that's the thing, man. Like I said, I really am a huge fan of the Usos, but looking at it from past experience in regards to people that got involved in the business that got hemmed up for stuff first, and again, apples and oranges. But I'm just saying the weed thing and testing positive for testosterone and what other things they got hit with. I'm not talking like cocaine and shit. I'm talking about lesser than that. I'm not saying steroids are any lesser, but I'm just trying to keep it like below a certain radar. But
I've actually got the footage from that February 2019. If you want to have a look at it.
What, the taser?
I don't know if it's the taser, but it's like
I want the taser. Taser.
Let me bring this footage up so you can have a look at it, and you tell me what you think. Just give me 1 second.
Okay, man.
All right, so here it is.
Known as WWE's Jimmy Uso, and police say a night of drinking in downtown Detroit with his wife got him arrested. Local 4's Coco McAvoy joins us from police headquarters with the latest.
Yeah, he's lit.
Police say Jimmy Uso,
like you see him there, and he's in the car, like
faded.
for WWE
like
superstar,
really
Jimmy
faded. Like he's got no shirt on.
Just intoxicated.
This body
Oh,
camera
she's driving.
shows how Uso ended up in the back of a squad car in February.
He's going to DDC. What's that? Jail.
Uso's wife, Naomi, also a WWE star, was driving the wrong way down a one-way street downtown. Police start asking her some questions.
How much have you had to drink? He's had a lot to drink. He's intoxicated.
So intoxicated that police say Uso got out of the car, took his shirt off, and squared up with police. None of that captured on video, but some of Uso's words were.
You think he gonna blow past the level?
She said he been drinking a lot.
Bro, you understand me? I'm just here. I'm in and out. I'm in and out, man. I was here last at Toledo, man.
Handcuffed and out of it, Uso sits quietly while Naomi tries to figure out what to do next.
He's staying there for the night.
I understand that, but do I gotta get a bail bond from or whatever?
Police let Naomi go with some words of advice.
Just talk to him whenever you get out. Just let him know you can't be doing stuff like this no more, all right?
Yeah, but see, but was he driving though?
No, he wasn't. It says she was the one driving. So this is an altercation that he had with police. So this, like,
so it's not a DUI. That's not a DUI. That's an altercation.
Yeah. So it says he was arrested in Detroit, Michigan, following a heated dispute with officers after reportedly requesting to speak with Uso's real-life wife, WWF superstar Naomi Trinity Fatu. Police claim Jimmy removed his shirt and squared up with the officer, which led to the officer drawing his taser before cooler heads prevailed. So he wasn't tased, but it was heading in that direction. So he was lit. He was lit. His wife got pulled over, and then he decides to fucking act the fool with the cops.
Yeah, that's all it is, man. He was arrested for acting stupid. He didn't get arrested for his DUI, not DUI, but being intoxicated. Well, he could be arrested for public intoxication. He could be arrested for, squaring up, public, not resisting arrest, but, threatening a police officer, battered LEO and all that stuff. So it just depends. But yeah, I mean, I think, fortunately he just went to jail just for not keeping his mouth shut. That's basically what it was.
And just acting like a dickhead. Let's be real. Let's be real. Just acting like drunk and not being able to control his shit. And that's exactly what it seems like that it is. He just can't control himself when he's on the drink. This is a guy that clearly needs help. WWE need to push this guy into a fucking rehab facility, or we are going to be doing another episode on Jimmy Uso, which is going to end with a different fucking outcome.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
I'm sorry that it has to come down to something like that for him. But at the end of the day, we're now looking at, this happening for what the fourth or fifth time that he's, put himself in a situation where, doesn't paint the company in the best light, Angel. Like, we've seen superstars, that embarrass the company, and you look at even some of the recent releases, there's got to be their political plays at that. The fact that Uso isn't being released for that should, like, the fifth time of him being in trouble with the police, that should have been enough ammunition for them to go, depending on clout or depending on anything. He needs to go.
Yeah, he needs help, man. I mean, that's the thing about it, is just, but has he never went to like an AAA meeting? He hasn't been told to go to any type of I'm surprised that he has not been not saying suspended, but like, they have these ankle bracelets now that the could sense that you're intoxicated.
Dude, his recent one on July 5th came, the arrest came at 10:35 a.m. Eastern in Pensacola, Florida. His BAC was reportedly as high as 0.205. The legal limit in Florida is 0.08.
Yeah.
That is fucking dude. And it even says it was noted that Uso was swaying, admitted to drinking multiple beers prior to driving. And he's also involved in one of the top storylines with Roman Reigns in a very trusted heavy spot. And the second time in 2 years, he was arrested for a suspicion of DUI. There has to be something more that comes to this, Angel, and it can't just be like, and what do? They put the fucking belts on him. There's no accountability for his action. He's going to do it again. It'll happen in the next year or 2 years. My thing is, I just hope he doesn't kill himself or someone else by getting behind the fucking wheel of a car.
I hate saying this, but he needs to do something that's like, I mean, do not kill anybody. But let's say, for example, like I'm using like went into a hit something that like the police have to address it. WWE has to address it. Because think about it. Oh, let me ask you a question. Do you think if he does kill somebody in a DUI or something that just causes bodily harm or property damage, would WWE be held accountable for their actions due to the fact they didn't address it in the beginning?
Look, I don't know if they can be accountable for it.
You could be sued for a lot of things, dude. A lot of
100%.
things. With this age,
I know a lot of fans are going to say, "Well, if you got done for a DUI, would you get your job taken off you?" Number one, I'm not a high-profile person in WWE television. I'm not a high-profile person on weekly television, on networks and things like that. Man, networks are not going to accept this sort of behavior as continual, but it just seems like they've just accepted it. They've just gone, oh, well, fuck it. He likes to drink and drive. Let's just let him do it. But at what cost? What cost? Like, are we going to see him kill a child or kill someone, kill another human being by getting behind of a wheel and driving while he's had too many beers? Like, dude, 0.205, dude. That's more than having a couple of beers. That's being on the drink for many, many hours.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the sad part, man. I mean, basically, this is the deal, man. I think what my gut feeling is that if something serious happens with Jimmy, I bet you dollars to donuts, WWE is going to be held accountable in a massive lawsuit.
But what about even his family, dude? Like his family and friends. Like, Angel, let me put it to you like this: if fucking DeVito had gone through this same shit, and it was like, you're his tag partner, and this was happening, would you say, "Hey, man, you need to get yourself fucking sorted. Like, you need to get yourself some proper help here"?
No, first of all, I'll definitely get his replacement lined up before I even address the issues. Then once I get that replacement, then I'll kick him out because he was just reversible. No, I mean, I would have told him, but DeVito, and I know it doesn't mean anything, but I'm just saying DeVito never had any problems.
No, I'm using him as an example.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying, like, DeVito was the type of person that, if he did have it, yeah, I would have addressed it. But DeVito was one of those guys that, he just never let the gimmicks take a control of him, from drinking, from the smiz, he was always on point, so but if he did have that issue, yeah, I'd definitely fucking address it. I'd be like, look, stupid. He would tell me the same thing, you're killing us, man. You're killing our fucking spot, you stupid motherfucker. He'll get on me. You're on mute, brother.
Where do they go from now, though, Angel, in your eyes with him? What can they do?
They're not going to do shit. I mean, what are they going to do now? Unless something seriously fucking happens, they ain't going to do shit. And I'm just looking around to see if I see any other things about Uso and stuff, but they ain't going to do shit but fucking keep pushing forward, because that's the thing. And they're not going to address the issue until something seriously happens. Oh, well, we gave him a chance, or he's not our responsibility, whatever. I just think it's just the most stupidest thing I ever heard.
Yeah, like I said, I think at this stage he should have been released. He should have been released as soon as this shit fucking went down, or taken off television until he got the help that he needs.
Fucking A, dude. But he's, I mean, it doesn't matter, man, because they're not gonna fucking listen. They're not gonna fucking listen, until something seriously happens, and that's the sad part. That's when they go, oh, well, hey, he needs help. Well, it could have been handled a long time ago before things would have went sour.
Like 2013, when this shit started happening, is when they should have jumped on it. 2019, again, put him in a rehab twice in 1 year. That happening, being aggressive towards police, trying to challenge police to like.
Yeah, but was his rehab was WWE rehab, or was it
I don't know if he even went to rehab.
Yeah, I don't never heard him saying that he went to rehab.
Dude, it's just I don't know. I think it's going to come down to sooner or later he's going to start getting punished for it, because I don't think that they can keep hiding from it.
Yeah, they can't fucking not. I mean, but again, what can you do if he's not willing to get help and his family? I'm not saying his family's not saying, hey, brother, you need to get your shit right. It's just that, you're the only individual that can make it work. You know what I mean? You can do tough love and all that good shit, but as far as I know, he's he can't be forced to do, unless he gets fired, unless they say, hey, you got to get help or we're going to let you go.
But do you think even if he got fired, that could go in the opposite direction and he could spiral down even worse?
No, because he has money. The thing is, he probably doesn't even care because he's making bank, and he built up his nest egg, and he's like, yo, if they fire me, I'm good. Well, you got money, man. At a certain point, you're like, fuck them. What are they gonna do to me? I'll go to AEW.
But do you think that they would want to touch something like that?
We just did a show on Nick Gage. You really think so?
Yeah, very true. Very true. I mean, it's the wrestling business, man. Nothing is sacred, right?
Yeah, I mean, the dude just robbed that fucking bank and fucking it's addicted to heroin, and it's just 3 DUIs. He's okay.
But as far as like his brother goes, how do you think his brother would be looking at this though?
If I was his brother, I'd be pissed. Because you fucking up my money. Because anything that affects him is going to affect his brother. And his brother would be like, yo, if I fucking get fired, dude, because of your stupid ass, me and you're going to lock ass. And that's a straight shoot. I mean, think about it. I mean, that's, if your brother was fucking with your money, right? You're going to be mad. You're going to yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean, yeah, you love your brother, but you're going to be like, yo, dude, you just got us fired. And I didn't do anything. That even makes you more mad because you're not you didn't do anything, but since you are connected to him, you get the hammer, and then I'll be fucking pissed.
Yeah,
pissed,
dude. You'd be fucking chomping just to fucking again, just comes down to being inconsiderate. And like, I think especially when you're in a tag team like that, where with your like twin brother, where it's like, you know what I mean? Like, we've seen Jay have a pretty decent run over the last 12 months.
Yeah.
We know he could probably step in as a singles and have a decent run there as a mid-carder. But do you think WWE would punish him as well?
Because sometimes it's just like a tag team, man. Sometimes one member of the tag team as a cohesive unit, it works great. But then when you put them in a singles, it's like, dude, it's not catching on. And I'm not saying that's not what's going to happen with Jay. I'm just saying, like, I think he'd be fine. It's just I was just thinking, like, they want to keep that group together.
Yeah, like I can see why they would want to do that, but again, I don't know, man. I think we just keep going over and over with this, and WWE needs to handle some sort of accountability for its performers. They've done it before. They've punished performers for
that's what I was gonna say.
Less shit.
What about Jake Roberts? What about with his alcoholism? What about who else? Look at fucking Jeff Hardy. Same thing. Regardless of the gimmicks, booze or whatever. I mean, he got in trouble. what makes Jimmy any less? What makes them any less than Jimmy? Why is again? I don't know what's happening behind closed doors. I really don't know. I don't know how they're gonna address it. I don't know why they haven't addressed it. I just think that on the other side of the fence, people are seeing that he's skating by.
Yeah, and I think in this generation where social media and there's cameras everywhere, for you to go and do something like this for a company and put them in that sort of, what do you call putting him in that sort of limelight? Because when it happens, it's not Jimmy Uso, the professional wrestler. It's WWE superstar Jimmy Uso is in trouble again for another DUI. WWE's name is in those headlines.
But you know what's funny? I wonder how. Okay, put it this way, and I'm using this as something like you coming home, right? And your wife catches you not cheating, but regardless, something that you know, like as soon as you walk through the door, that's the first person you see, like, fuck, she's gonna fucking chew me out. So I was just wondering how he felt going to WWE and seeing how they react when he walked through the door.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you got in trouble and you walking through the door, right? And you're still gonna see Triple H, you're gonna see Vince, you're gonna see the main office, and then giving you that face, the
disappointed face.
Like really? Because that's gonna be next. Like, yeah, we need to talk to you. I'll be fucking nervous, man, because as soon as I walk through the door, I'm like, I know I'm gonna hear it. I know I'm gonna fucking get the lecture. So, and then you hear it from your cousin, and your brother. Yeah, man, you're gonna get it from everybody, and your wife,
and your dad,
and the family.
Mm.
It's a fucking record player, fucking going off of left field. I'm just saying.
It just, like I said, it just seems to be like, as we covered before, like there's no accountability for him. So I think there's just going to be more and more of these things occurring. He's going to sit there until someone gets seriously injured or dies because of his fucking stupidity. That's when they're going to do something, because then they'll be forced to do something. And that's what WWE does. They sit there. They're not proactive on shit. They react to a lot of stuff. They sit there and go, okay, let's wait. All right, no one said shit. All right, we'll keep going with that. All right, fuck. All right, someone said something about it. All right, we got to act.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that I'm surprised WWE is not really jumping through the fucking and jumping around and fucking trying to get this resolved. Because again, like you said, they're a public traded company. They don't need to stay a spotlight on them, especially after the pandemic. They cannot lose any sponsors because they're trying to make as much money as possible to recoup what they lost. Even though they're still rich, they still lost a lot of money. So for them to just, just kind of like snub their nose and just go, let's continue with the angle. Let's, we'll figure it out later. That's just a world of trouble, man. Like I said, with this time and age, people are so happy and they find every angle to find somebody else held responsible as well. I won't be surprised. Somebody sues WWE for them, because of Jimmy. You knew about him. You knew he had issues, but you just let him continue on the road. Yeah.
And you know what? It says here that he earns a base salary of about $250,000 a year. With WWE looking to save money, that's a big chunk of change that they could save.
Yeah, and how long he's been in WWE?
Oh, over a decade, easily.
Yeah, so he's made his money. He's at a good point in his life.
So what do you think would happen if, say, for example, Jimmy now goes under and has another DUI in, say, 6 months' time?
You know what's funny? That, okay, he gets another DUI and then WWE is going to get criticized regardless, because they're going to say, oh, now you're going to do something about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which, that's all it is. I mean, if he doesn't get let go, then I'm going to be like, this company's off the chain. And again, I don't want him to get let go. I don't want them because I really enjoy their work. But it's just that, but looking at it from a business standpoint, I'm going to be like, damn, dude.
What
we
now?
we can't keep you. We can't carry you all the damn time. We can't cover for you all the time. I mean, you're great, but not. You're not fucking stupendous to keep on the roster. You're not The Rock. You're not Stone Cold. Which I'm not saying anything like lessening in them, but they're not the main breadwinner. You know what I mean? The main eventer, the Shawn Michaels. The showstoppers.
You're just part of the show, really.
Yeah, you're your main faction, but you're still replaceable.
Yeah, like you just at the end of the day, Roman's the guy. You're just there standing next to him, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I think? What should have happened? Like, this is what they should have done. They should have done the Money in the Bank, right? And then, tag team Money in the Bank. Then at a certain point, do the angle where Jimmy's drunk. God comes in, cash in while he's drunk, and then pin his ass. I'm surprised they won't do that shit. WWE out again. I don't know what's going through their brain. I really don't know what Vince is thinking, but hopefully they know what they're doing. They've been around forever. They got tons of lawyers, and hopefully they could figure out and help this guy. That's all it is.
But also, you've seen, WWE and the Samoan family being connected for decades upon decades. Is there a soft spot in Vince's heart where he just goes, nah, yeah, it's just fine. Yeah, it'll be okay. Like
Vince has a soft spot for the Samoans. Absolutely. I mean, they're the ones that build WWE, the Wild Samoans, but again, I mean, does he have a soft spot for Hulk Hogan at a certain point? Yeah and no. Did he have a soft spot for Andre the Giant? Yeah, but then all the stories of how Andre was mad at him. I mean, you have a soft spot for somebody, but doesn't mean that you're fucking screwing. I'm not saying Vince screwed him over, but you know what I mean. They're not gonna. Vince is like, fuck him. I mean, this is business. I love him, but this is business. So I really don't think that just because the Samoan, the Noes and all the other family. I don't. Yeah, he has a soft spot, but I don't think that's going to stop him from booting him.
Yeah, well, it looks like that, doesn't it? Though.
Yeah, it does look like right now, but I mean, it's sad. I mean, I just hope he gets help, man. I really, really enjoy. Like I said, I love their body of work. I really love the tag team. When I see them, it's entertaining, and they know what they're doing. They're pros. But again, I mean, just because I like him in the ring doesn't mean that he should not be held accountable for what he done. So he needs to go. He needs to go to rehab. He needs help.
I mean, but let me ask you about this. Like, as far as like American law goes down, if he was like had this many DUIs, could he face a possible jail sentence?
Yeah, it depends on the state, but yeah, I mean, it depends on the judge. Depends on what judge you get. You could get a judge like, keep pushing forward, or you might get the judge like he is no tolerance. His daughter died in a car crash from a DUI. It just depends on the situation, or he has a relative that died. It depends on what judge you get, and if you get that dickhead judge, he might be like, "Yo, this is your third strike, or this is your fifth strike." Nah, man, we gotta do something about this.
Yeah. Well, Angel, look, we are getting to that time, man. I think it is time we start wrapping up. What are your final thoughts on this, bro?
My final thoughts, he needs to fucking get his shit right, because if he ends up in jail, man, you know how the Samoans do their fucking tribal dance? That's what's going to happen. Some dude's going to walk in the cell with a big dick going, I'm going to take that ass. But, yeah, man, regardless, man, I just hope everything works out for him. I mean, the guy's a good dude. I mean, I met him once. Nice guy from what I met. And I just hope he gets help, man. So my final thoughts, man, just keep pushing forward, man, and just get the help you need, man, because people love you, and that's why they're addressing it.
My final thoughts are the same, man. He needs to get help. He needs to grow the fuck up at 35 years of age, trying to challenge to fight fucking police and to go through this. When you're a father, you're someone who's responsible. You need to start being responsible for your actions, and you need to be held accountable for their actions. I don't want to see anyone lose their job and get released. But in the same sense, when you're embarrassing the company, you're doing dumb shit like this, there has to be an accountability piece for it.
I agree 100%, man. So anyway, Let's close it off with our sponsors, brother. No, hey, I did both. Now you do these two.
Well, first up, we got smartcups.com. Now, Smart Cups is the way for everyone to start your day. They have no artificial flavoring or colorings. They give you the energy that you need to get your day started right. You can pour them into your water bottle, keep that nice and cold all day to keep you energized throughout your day. Angel is like, 60, 70 years of age, and he starts his day with smartcups.com. It keeps him going throughout the day, keeps him going.
I look way better than you, dude.
We're doing these podcasts. And guys, there's no crash with Smart Cups. So please check out smartcups.com. Tell them the Kingpin sent you, and make sure you get yourself a great deal. They are amazing, and you will not be disappointed. Next up is the MWA Podcast Network. The MWA Podcast Network is where you can find Killing the Business with the Kingpin Angel, King Mega, and Glenn Sexton. You can also find Shooting the Shit Uncensored, my show. You can also find former WCW TNA star Alan Kwee Funk with his show Get Funked, and also Nights of the Gimmick Table with the Dead Presidents Boogaloo and Lowrider. Those are 4 amazing podcasts, and MWA Podcast is growing and growing and growing, and there's going to be more shows coming. So definitely go check out our sponsor. And also partnered with Russo's brand as well. So there's more, a lot of information coming out that in the upcoming weeks and months. So make sure you do yourselves a favor, go out and follow the MWA Podcast Network on all social media, YouTube, and also podcast platforms.
I agree, brother. Definitely. I'm pretty excited to check out another show of Killing the Business and another show of Shooting the Shit Uncensored. Get my fix on. I love watching myself.
But also, guys, get an exclusive first look at Wrestling with Tragedy case numbers every single week by subscribing to russosbrand.com, patreon.com/RussoTWC to find us and other amazing, amazing content. But guys, until next week, I am Pierce. This is the Kingpin, and this has been Kingpin Approved. We'll see you next week. Peace
out.